Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video. I said in my review that I would do a Steam Deck video for Dynasty Warriors Origins. So we're going to go through that. I've got it running on battery. I never know whether to do battery, plugged in, record the screen, do the external recording. Yeah, it's always a little bit tricky to know exactly how to do these, but I've gone for on battery and plugged in through HDMI, and we'll have the stats up and stuff, and we'll have a bit of a talk through. I've got plenty of battery though, so I'm not too considered. And I guess that if you're interested in how it performs, then seeing the stats on screen will help very much. We're going to go through the settings. So I think I'm just going to play it because I've had a bit of a play around with some stuff. Just going to put it on Steam Deck settings. I'm also going to, I should really do dynamic res. Not going to have VSync, not going to have anti-aliasing. What have we got for upscaling? That's off, although we do have AMD. See, the thing is, like, we've got a load of conflicting bits because... I can't remember, actually, how I get to the other menu now. Maybe it will come to me in a vision. You know, the other side menu. Don't have to get to that from my controller. Maybe it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to continue with where I was. It doesn't... Like I say, the world map is the... I've not said that. I'm going to tell you now. The world map is the world map. Doesn't really make any difference for like frame rates and that kind of thing. See, that is super blurry. Super blurry. And even, I guess, more pronounced because I am seeing it on a bigger screen than so it's a Steam Deck OLED screen, and yeah, I mean it is. It does look not this bad, but it does look pretty blurry. So, and you get this like clipping stuff with the hair as well, which I guess can't be avoided. I mean, I'm fine with, having some, bits like that, I suppose, in the game, particularly if you're playing it on Steam Deck. Like, I expect there to be some amount of concessions made. I'm going to turn off dynamic res because I don't think in this instance, see, that looks much better. But you will notice that the frame rate it's sort of in that awkward area, I suppose. Once again, not a problem for the world map and stuff, and everything still looks and feels fine. I'm going to go and play one of the skirmishes though, because I actually want to show you some gameplay rather than this screen. This screen is fine, whatever. But I'm not even sure what even kind of mission this is. But I would say, well, I'm going to have to make the point that this is probably best case. Like when we consider some of the later battles, for example, where everything is going off and you've got multiple enemies on screen. It's really difficult. So one of the things that I had noticed actually from the Steam Deck that is carrying over to this now is just how dark everything is. Particularly, like, it doesn't look like that on the world map, but it does once you get into actually having battles. And I'm not sure what's causing that. I mean, I could go and put the brightness up a bit. I mean, yeah, okay, that's better. But yeah, for some reason, it doesn't happen in the actual game on the PC. But there is such a big difference, and I think it's probably masked by the fact that there's a lot less characters on screen in this particular skirmish. But the timing on a lot of the parries and blocks and things are so precise, particularly if you think about the battle against Lu Bu and that kind of thing. You really do have to be on it in order to block everything, dodge everything. And it's not so bad against these, what is fairly low level grunts. And it's still, don't get me wrong, it's still pretty impressive. Like we're over 30 FPS. And I don't think it is a consistency thing. So usually I would probably be a bit more generous and say, well, actually, if we could get 30 consistent, then that should do. The problem that I find here is, and particularly with sort of the kind of game that Dynasty Warriors has become, is that without a constant 60, and you miss stuff, you miss blocks. It's just the way it is, really. And I know this because I actually played Dynasty Warriors on my downstairs computer, so it's hooked up to my TV. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad computer at all. It's older. It's a much older computer, of course. Probably come as no surprise. But that being sort of just hitting over 30 made such a big difference. I could not win the Lubu fight, which is like multi-stage. You're against him, you got to block a lot of stuff and all that sort of thing. Until I was able to come back. Oh no, I did eventually, but I had to change all the settings and add the upscaling and all that kind of stuff in order to be able to get it running at constant 60. And that for me was the difference between it being like a really playable experience and really struggling. So, based on like the few hours I played on it on the Steam Deck and other things, I think this is the kind of game that you absolutely have to play at 60 FPS. Like, it's fine for the little skirmishes and your little side missions because they're much smaller in scope. I would say the jeopardy's a lot less as well. You can get away with it not being quite so twitchy. But yeah, when it comes to actually the really big battles with lots more characters on screen, you are going to run into issues. And I think while it has got a Steam Deck setting on here, and I think they've done their best, genuinely, because there's not really too much you can do, there's just, other than having this dynamic resolution and it looking soft as all heck. I mean, maybe the thing is upscaling, right? I got it from the style screen. That's quite annoying as well. So that's the gist of it, basically. I don't think it's possible without some super sacrifices, even though we're not running at anything, superbly brilliant at the minute. Is it going to be a playable experience from the start of the game to the end of the game? I think as a supplement, you want to just play the little side quests and talk to the characters and, use the shops and that kind of thing in bed or whatever, and then you play this on the big computer. I think that works, but playing this from start to finish is going to be real tough. However, I am not one to give up so easily, as you may well know. We don't have frame gen in this one, but we could go for, let's go for FSR 3 Ultra Performance. Why not? 60 FPS, that's what we want. Let's have a look at the graphics settings. So I could even bring ambient occlusion to off. So we'll lower that. That's the one thing. And we could also bring texture quality. I don't think it is that's the problem, though, to be honest. But yeah, this is it. This is ruthless economy mode now. FSR 3 max, and the lowest possible settings, and it's so soft. I will say though, it is pretty solid. I know we're on the world map, and everything looks super. I don't know what the word is actually here. Like, we're sort of getting the clouds, but only when they're in. Oh gosh. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can live with this. Can we live with this if the performance is rock solid 60 in a battle? I don't think so. I really don't. What's this? Yellow turbans gone in there. Let's fight some yellow turbans. I'm really struggling to think that anything now is going to change my mind. I think that's fine though. I don't know that. You might be much better at games than I am. Hopefully you are, actually. I'm just trying to look at the stats now for any sort of extra overhead. Once again, this is blown up. Obviously, you're going to be playing it on the 7-inch screen or whatever the Steam Deck OLED is, something like that. Tell you what though, this doesn't look better, of course. It does feel better, and it probably needs some tweaking with the FSR. I'm trying to see if there's headroom, to go down to just performance rather than ultra performance. What we got? 85, 86 on the GPU, 90. I'm not. This video is going to be quite long because I quite like to test these things out, and obviously I have to go back to the main menu, so we're going to have to do another one. But I reckon we probably need a tad more on the sharpness, actually. That would help. But I think if we go... I know I'm not hitting all of these for the act, but the thing is, it feels really good in this. And once again, I'm not going to go and put this in a big battle because I don't have a save state, which would be really useful for benchmarking and stuff. So it is just going to kind of be what it is on these skirmishes. You're just going to have to kind of temper your expectations. But how about we put it on Steam Deck settings, which will increase some stuff slightly, and we go FSR performance. FSR 3 performance, and go from there. Because if that eats up this extra headroom, which is what I'm hoping, it'll eat up the extra headroom, and then we'll get like 60 most of the time, and it's going to be obviously those clutch moments where you don't get you get a frame drop, and I know that's just kind of par for the course how it goes, but yeah, we'll see. All right, see if I can take out this guy right quick. He's got 2 chevrons, but I'm supposed to be fairly overpowered, so just slightly too late. Got to keep the volunteers alive. Oh, what? Wow. He did me there. Might have to use some extracurricular moves here. See if I can get him down even quicker. I think we might be struggling, though. That's the only problem. Yeah, needed that. Oh, I should do it, I reckon. There we go. Lovely. Didn't have to go and race off and defend the other guy first. It's always a helpful. Yeah, I don't know. It does not look as terrible as I thought it would. I think the key thing is, though, tempering expectations, very, very important. But then again, you know, this game has literally just come out. So, right, well, let's save there. And then back to the title screen. It's a shame. I mean, I sort of get potentially why it might be the case that you can't just do it from in the game, but it would be nicer if we could. So let's go Steam Deck. Did I change anything on? Oh, it was on medium, wasn't it? I'm going to stick to texture quality on low. So one change. So Steam Deck texture quality on low, frame rate 60 FPS, no anti-aliasing obviously, and then let's go for performance. I'm also going to put the sharpness up by 0.2 as well, I reckon. And let's see if that's better. Hopefully the texture thing helps. Oh no, we had the occlusion or the occlusion settings as well. It is slightly better on the mountains, although there is a bit of thingy-bob. But yeah, there you go. And what's this one? Expression of the rebels. Okay, it does look better though. It's not got that like hazy filter on it currently. And then if this is good and we can max stuff out and we can get 60. What are we up to now? Actually, I don't think it's changed at the minute. GPU, CPU. If anything, the CPU's lower. And we got higher textures. Okay, yeah, we're not quite getting the GPU's fairly maxed, to be fair. Like big animations doing some damage to that FPS, which I guess, you know, you should expect. And we've got a tiny bit of headroom in which we could take the textures down to low. Although I kind of feel as though like your texture quality is where you get the nicety, but we're not getting any, and it's probably because of the blurriness of the upscaling factor, but we're not getting any issues with like the hair and stuff, which big fan of on that one. And we are hitting the GPU more as well, which is also good. Nearly maxing out on that 25 watts, which you're going to have to do, I think, in this. I need to go and rescue the dude. And I guess, yeah, the true test really is going to be how he does in a really big battle. But I think this is going to be a much better overall experience, for sure. He's not even struggling that much. He's doing all right. But more characters on screen. I can never really dodge the... I seem to get lucky at... perfect blocking this one. I'm not quite sure where the activation point is. Maybe I should just try and dodge rather than block. Oh, there we go. Just speak about it and it will happen for you. But yes, I've done very badly in this. Definitely don't play as well on the Steam Deck as on the PC. But yeah, seems good enough. I'll have to play it in actual handheld mode on the screen just to like verify, I suppose, that everything looks as we can see it on here. But I reckon it'd probably look, because it had been on a smaller screen and all the rest of it, it'll probably actually look better. I'm just rambling now, basically, because I think we're about done. That's my recommendations. You want to play Dynasty Warriors Origins on the Steam Deck, FSR performance, have a tweak with the sharpness, Steam Deck settings, and whatever I did turn down that was extra. I think that's probably the best way. And that'll get you 60 most of the time. There you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think. And yeah, if you are playing it on the Steam Deck, it looks like just the Steam Deck settings is not going to be, or wouldn't be adequate enough for me to play it anyway. Right. Very good. Bye for now.